If you follow me on Instagram, you will know that I posted a reel last week introducing a free mini masterclass and how to bring joy into your business, how to bring fun back into your business. And this isn't just if you own a business. Your life is your business. You are the CEO of your business, of your life. So if this is something you've been looking for and you've been waiting in anticipation from the Instagram post last week, then welcome to this week's live. Hey, all you soul entrepreneurs and star seeds all over the world. Welcome to my channel, Living Consciously with MC, which is me, your host, Marie-Claire. If this is your first time to my channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. There are algorithms that exist everywhere in social media. So if you'd be so amazing and hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, share this video if it resonates with you, or just share it just because I'd be so incredibly grateful. Let's pump up those algorithms. So get a book and a pen ready so you can take all the notes that you require of anything that pops up for you. And the beauty of this being on Instagram and YouTube is that it can be here forever, for as long as these channels exist, that you can come back and get some information that you didn't really get first time around. Because remember, you get it when you get it. You receive the information when the seed has been planted and that seed has been watered and nurtured, and all of a sudden, literally as if the light bulb has switched on, you receive the aha moment and the awareness. So relax your being, take a couple of nice deep breaths, grab your favorite coffee, tea, water, whatever it is, and let's dive in. So I first want to give you a little background into what shifted for me in the last 2 years within my practice. Despite a worldwide pandemic, scandemic, I managed to change things around in my business because I started looking at things differently. I took the gift of situations worldwide, taking away certain amounts of clients from our practice and bringing in brand new clients, because I was stepping into a different energy. And this is so important to know, is that your energy field, what you are holding in your entire auric field, is what's going to start attracting the right type of people into your life. So whether you own your own practice and you are a sole entrepreneur and you work with people, whether you be a coach, a mentor, a healer, or whatever it is, your energy is what's going to attract the people to you. And it's not even about what's on your Instagram feed or what's on Facebook or what's on Twitter. That does play a part to a certain extent. Your energy and what you hold, because everything is energy, and energy speaks louder than everything else. So if you are confident, like truly confident within yourself, you're confident of your gifts, you know how good you are at what you do because people keep telling you. Start receiving that information so that you anchor it into your energy field. Then you are sitting with this beautiful auric field that holds this energy of confidence, of passion, of joy for what you do. And then the second part is that you start choosing what is fun for you to charge. So for a very, very long time, I was charging like a minimal amount, and it was up to me. I didn't increase my rates. I was always too nervous to increase it because, maybe people can't afford it or all this other stuff that we tend to literally make excuses for ourselves. Then I looked out into the world at what everyone was charging, and it was a big range from what I was charging to middle to that, and then to like really what I perceived as an exorbitant, because I looked like, what can I afford? And what really did shift something for me 2 years ago was I personally paid $250, which was a discounted rate. The rate was actually meant to be $500 for an hour. But because the facilitator came from overseas to South Africa, she was like, you know what, I'm here running courses, so special for you guys, South Africans, and she even put it over for her overseas clients. I've got a couple of few hours, $250 for an hour. And I was like, this is it. This is what I'm choosing to change something in my reality. I know that I'm worthy of going to someone, one session, an hour. And it was a conversation more than anything else. It started just shifting things into my world. And this is what happens when you go to coaches and when you go to mentors. So many times somebody won't go see a mentor, won't go see a coach because of their session price or whatever it is. I want you to ask a different question, because at some point in our lives, we all seek out a mentor, a coach, or whatever it is. And just look at it and be like, know that you're worthy of that. Know that this is like your gift to actually shift something within your energy field. And obviously choose someone who really, really resonates with you. And that you just like that person can just facilitate something different. They're not going to fix you because you're not broken. They're not going to miraculously wave a wand. If they're anything like me, they're going to look at your energy field, listen to what you're saying, and the pattern that you're busy putting out there with your words and with your thoughts and with your emotions, and just start tweaking a few things which assist you to just choose something greater. It's like all of a sudden this, these different glasses are taken off and you get to see things much, much clearer in your world. And that's what starts changing everything. So that's what happened for me 2 years ago. Big, massive shift. Looked at my practice and I'm like, right, I am ready. I know that I was good at what I do. I knew that. I just didn't realize it because I wasn't pulling in the type of clientele that was busy affirming all of that. So shift the energies, shift the pricing, and I really looked at what would be fun for me to charge. Like really, what would be fun for me? What would inspire me, not make me feel like, oh, if I only see X amount of clients because this is what I choose, then I'm not going to be able to cover all my expenses. So I started looking at what would be fine. Well, we cover my expenses and start carrying my expenses a little bit more. So I got clear on what it cost me on a month-to-month basis and then added in all the extra things that I would one day like to pull in and to bring in. And then I just started also looking at this beautiful thing just of consistent income showing up, money just showing up on a consistent, money showing up continuously, let me put it that way, in my bank account, in my practice, in my world, so that I never ever had to choose the feast or famine, because that is what I did for a very long time. Maybe this is something you've chosen as well. Like you bring in a whole lot of cash and then all of a sudden there's nothing and then there's famine and you may go into overdraft or use credit cards or use this or use that. So I'm in a declaration. It's like, that is it. I choose to be past expenditure free, which is debt free. And I choose to have continuous money showing up so that I'm 3 months covered. And for the first time in December last year, I got to take 3 weeks off. No stress, no panic. January for me, January 22 is the first month that I'm like so much lightness in my world because I'm 3 months salary. I have that covered in advance. So, and the one other thing that I did was I stopped waiting and I just kept creating. So no longer do I wait for an inspirational idea to come through. Like I get my book, my journal, 24/7 ideas, and I start writing down everything that comes my way, inspirations, ideas, because I also know that the timing is so important. An idea and inspiration can come up in my world at the moment. It's introducing myself. It is introducing itself to me. And then if I write it down, at least I solidify the energy. And then when the idea is ready, it might be a year later, it might be a month later, it might be 5 years later, I could go back to my genius book and look and be like, wow, this idea is ready to be launched into the world. And then everyone else starts pulling in that will match that, will be a contribution to that. So number one, get clear on what it is that you want to attract on a monthly basis. Yes, I know there are tons of programs out there that want to make 6 figures and all of those things. And if that resonates with you, that is amazing. I'm reaching out to the soul entrepreneurs and to the star seeds, maybe star seeds that are stuck in corporate environments for now, and that you get to shift something in the world. You get to pull in something, because every now and then a star seed has this point of view around money. So if we just blast it and we look at like what would be fun to pull in. So what would be fun to cover my expenses? What would be fun to cover 1 month salary plus 2 months salary plus 3 months salary? And then start anchoring that energy into your being. Faith it till you make it with all the affirmations that you can. Money comes to me with ease. Money comes to me with joy. And one thing I love to do is like all of money comes to me with ease and joy and glory and love and magic and miracles. So there is a mantra out there that's all of life comes to me. If there's something particular that you wanted to get clear on, especially with abundance and prosperity, and it's money. So all of money comes to me with ease. All of money comes to me with joy. All of money comes to me with magic. All of money comes to me with miracles. And you keep saying it over and over and over again because you get to build something different within your energy field. That is what affirmations do. Constant affirmations every single day, as often through the day as you can, builds this beautiful energy within your auric field. And then that is what starts pulling in all these things. And that's what started pulling in different clientele for me. There were certain situations and projects I got involved in, and the projects were in pear-shaped, but the people I got to meet within these projects is what I know the universe sets out. They were like, please get involved in this. And you know what? I lost money, but guess what? Money is just energy. You can lose money, you can pull in money, you can lose money, you can pull in money. And now that I'm at the point where I no longer have to lose money because I'm no longer in that cycle, I've broken out of that pattern purely by just holding the energy. And you hold the energy by positive thoughts, elevating emotions. When you see doubt and when you feel doubt coming into your energy field, you were like, hang on a sec. Who does that even belong to? That is not even my stuff. I return it to sender with consciousness attached, because we've all bought the lies, the stories, the programming from generations back around work having to be hard, and then it's not meant to be fun. Money doesn't grow on trees. It really has to be stressful to make your dreams into a reality. You have to work hard. So would you be willing to destroy and create those points of views? And would you be willing to erase, eradicate, and eliminate those points of views? Because they're just points of views. You don't have to solidify them. You can literally blast them out of your space by destroying and uncreating them, erasing, eradicating, eliminating this. Who does it belong to? Return it to sender with consciousness attached. So within your energy field, you get clear of what you are worthy to receive, and know it, feel it, faith it till you make it. And more importantly, allow it to be fun. So when I was busy creating all these ideas that came through, it was fun. Even if it felt like it took me 3 or 4 hours to like play around on Canva and just create artwork. It was just so beautiful creating all this artwork and pulling in these things. Some of the stuff I haven't even used as yet. It's there though. And I know that when I look back at it, which is a couple of things that I already have, I looked at it and I got to tweak it slightly. However, a foundation was there to work with. So know that everything that you create, everything that comes to you in inspiration, it comes in these waves, and it's a good thing because energy is always changing. Everything is forever changing. So an idea you come up with may be required to be tweaked later on. So just go with the flow. Fun, fun, fun. I don't think I can emphasize it enough on how much fun and joy to pull into your world. And even at work, if you're a star seed who happens to be in the corporate environment, you are the one who can look around and just be like, how do I make this fun for me? How do I like see what's around me? How do I make this fun? How do I make this creative? Even if it is a fact of you pulling in your crystals on your desk, or a tarot card deck, maybe not a tarot card deck if everyone's going to have a point of view, or an angel deck, or whatever it is, you get to start being an inspiration. You start shining your light even brighter, that you get to shift something where you are. Because remember, you are where you are for a divine reason. And if you get clear on what that possibly is, like, and that's also just trusting, okay, universe, I'm here for a reason. How do I maximize this? How do I turn this around so that I'm the one who's in the favor seat? So I'm the one that's receiving beautiful, beautiful contributions because I give my talents with love. And I'm wonderfully blessed financially is a beautiful, beautiful mantra. So wherever you are and whatever you are doing, you are giving your talents with love, and get clear on that. Let it be joyful. Let it be passionate. Let it be fun. I know that you will be wonderfully blessed for your talents. Give my talents with love, and I'm wonderfully blessed financially, and allow that to come to you. And remember, repetition is so important because it takes time to reprogram our subconscious minds. 21 days to introduce something new and familiar, and the subconscious mind is still going, what is this? Like, I keep hearing it for 21 days, but what is this? 40 days, the subconscious mind is like, okay, like this keeps coming to me. Okay, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it and I'm considering it. And then 90 days is when you really have started anchoring something new. So just consider how many thought patterns you're wanting to change and how many programs you're wanting to change. And we know how corrupted the program is around pulling in abundance and pulling in prosperity, and it doesn't even belong to us. So we can return it to sender with consciousness attached. If you tap into the spirit being that you truly be, you'll get all these reminders from the universe that the universe is an abundant and a prosperous universe. Don't look around at what you're seeing through the lens of the third dimensional reality. It's distorted. It's like the movie, The Matrix, the very, very first one. Things are distorted when you look through the lens of the third dimensional reality. When you look beyond that, you start realizing that there is an abundance, an infinite amount of abundance, and an infinite amount of prosperity. It's just for you to get clear on what your passions are and to find out what your talents are. And don't even go into like, well, that's not going to make me money now. The money comes later. It always does. It always, always does. Focus on what feels light and what feels fun and what will be a contribution to you and your world, and then take it out. Will this be a contribution to somebody else? More importantly, if it's not a contribution to you, you are not going to feel the spark and you're not going to feel lit up inside. So it's okay for you to get clear on what is it that lights me up? What is it that's fun for me? What is it that makes me feel so joyful? And what can I create? Let it come to you. Answers aren't going to come from the logical mind. The answer is going to come from your awareness. So that's why it's also really, really good to get comfortable with your energy field, because you'll recognize when like it literally feels like trickles of energy that come in. You're like, oh, like what is that? What can I create with that? Will it be a contribution to me? Okay. Yes. No. Okay. Let me keep looking. So that's the thing. I mean, oftentimes I speak to myself so much that I think most people would probably be wanting to put me into a straitjacket. But that's their perception. That's their point of view. I know what's happening in my world. I know how to outcreate my reality because I'm choosing to do it, consciously choosing to do it every single day. And this creation, because remember, there are no idle thoughts. The subconscious mind does not stop for one moment. So why should you creating your life have to stop? Because in every second of every minute, of every hour, of every day, your thoughts are creating, your words are creating, your emotions are creating. So you don't get a day off from that. And this is a good thing, because when you're aware of it and you are conscious of it, you get to start changing things every single day. Every single day becomes this beautiful, clear canvas for you to create on. So we've spoken about affirmations to supercharge your energy field and holding that clear intention of what it is you want to pull in to cover your expenses and a little bit more every month, and then stretch it out. You want to be able to cover your salary for 2 months, or then go to like 3 months, and then just keep pulling it in and practice. It took me, so I mastered this last year, which is 2021, and I started this in 2020. I'm probably the same when I started this April 2020, when all the lockdowns and things like that happened. I started doing that, and then it definitely ripple effect into the end of 2020. And between that April 2020 to December 2020 is when I started pulling in different clientele into my space. And it wasn't through Instagram posts. 1 or 2 were from Instagram posts on my account. But mainly it's just because I was putting this energy out there. And my thing that has always worked for me, and it may not work for you, is word of mouth. Just me being me. That is how people end up being into my space. The website's just an added bonus, the Instagram accounts, the Facebook accounts, the YouTube channel. And most of the times it's because I be the energy of what I want to attract. I be the energy, space, and consciousness of the alchemist I truly be. I know my worth. I finally allowed myself to receive that I'm damn good at what I do. Okay, maybe we'll take the damn out. No damnation happening. I know that I'm brilliant at what I do. And I was so afraid to acknowledge that because I was always aware of what the ego happens. And I mean, we've got normal ego, then we've got spiritual ego that comes in. So for me to get really clear and be okay with myself, to be like, you know what, everyone else keeps telling me how good at what why am I not able to receive it? What is this? And then I got the awareness that was very much from my ego. I was aware of what if I tapped into this? Would my ego then take over? And then I realized I serve the light. I am light. And it's my choice to raise my vibration, to be of greater service, not in service to anyone, to be of service, to give my talents with love, and to be wonderfully blessed financially. So through this word of mouth, I started realizing I am brilliant at what I do. I see the change happening in people's worlds. I can do this. I can attract different clientele. I can pull in the people who are ready to actually know that they are worthy. They are worthy of pulling in the cash. Because when you all of a sudden really, truly desire something, it is incredible how easy all of a sudden it is to pull in the money. When you are not able to pull in the money for that, just be honest with yourself. It's like, did you want it that badly? And get honest with yourself, because it's also okay to admit that maybe it wasn't the right time for that you really, really wanted that, whatever it was in your world, and you didn't manifest the cash for it. It's not because you're a bad manifester or that you're, terrible at pulling things in. It's just maybe energetically it wasn't aligned, because maybe you knew within your core, it's actually not the right time to pull this in. I really, really want to do this, and I really love to do this and pull this in. Just something inside of me says it's not the right time. And when you channel it through that energy, you're no longer going to sabotage yourself in pushing away all the other cash for other things just because of that one thing that didn't flow. That one thing didn't flow because it wasn't meant to divinely flow. Then you pull your energy all together and you realign. And then you're like, okay, that is what I've set my sights on. That is what I desire. And then you pull in the cash, you pull in the money, you pull in the opportunities that will bring in the cash and bring in the money. Because remember, money is just energy. If you can take the significance away from money being good or bad or evil or this or that, money is just energy. Just like love is energy, just like joy is energy. Everything is energy, and money always follows joy. Joy doesn't follow money. So if you're thinking the money is going to bring in all the joy and the love, bring in the joy and the love first, and then watch how your abundance starts shifting. I mean, it's the secret. We all know this, yet we get so hard on ourselves for not pulling in something. And just be honest with yourself. Just get clear on all these things. Like, this is what I desire. And the thing that you're going to focus on the most is elevating your joy, elevating your emotions, being like, this is what I do, and this is what I do so well. I know I'm passionate about it. And you can feel when it comes from like passion and spirit. You can feel it. Ego's like, I'm so good at what I do. Like, seriously, I'm like the bomb. It's different. Can you feel it? There's like an arrogance that comes in with ego. When you're confident, like, I'm really good at this, like, I'm passionate. And you can, what some people will perceive as like, yeah, there's like maybe like a tiny bit of holding back. And it's only because as spirit beings, we're so aware of the ego, and we're so aware not to feed the ego, because ego is super sneaky and it just finds ways to like come in. So it's just realizing that you are good at a certain amount of things in your world and you possibly haven't acknowledged it. Everyone else is telling you. So if you want to get clear, see what everyone else is telling you what you're really good at. And again, your logical mind is going to say, but that's not going to bring in the money to buy this house or this thing or pay this and things like that. Just stop that thought pattern immediately. Immediately stop that thought pattern. It's like, does it bring me joy? Yes, go for it. Follow the joy, because money will follow the joy. And I'm just getting a sense if there's anything else that I want to add to this really, really mini masterclass in terms of just knowing that your life is your business. And it doesn't matter where you are, whether you have your own practice, whether you have your own business, or whether you work for someone else. If you can start shifting around your emotions and your thoughts around being joyful and being passionate. And if you are in a corporate situation, I was for a very long time, so I know what it's like to be a star seed within a corporate thing. I was in corporate for 8 years, and then I did a little stint back into corporate, which I loved, in 2017, because I got to take the tools, like really, really test the tools within a corporate environment. And it gave me permission to realize this does work. So a lot of my clients at one point were telling me, it's easy for you to be in this space and it's easy for you to pull in this thing. You don't have a boss to deal with. You don't have coworkers to deal with. You don't have this. So I was like, okay, I pulled in a beautiful, beautiful corporate thing. I also pulled it in the way that I wanted to. It was a beautiful, like small family business, health products, amazing community. Made an absolute success of that. And then feathers just got ruffled, and it wasn't my feathers, and also just realized it was my time to go. There were bigger things waiting for me within my practice, and the universe wanted me back. But it was a beautiful way for me to realize these tools work. So all the things that I share on my YouTube channel, that I share on Instagram, I share on Facebook, and when I do within my coaching, I know these tools work. And that's the other thing that fills me with so much passion, because I know I walk my talk, because I know what it's like to feel the energy. And it's so important for me to be aligned with truth and authenticity, that I know that I know that I know. It gives me even more passion and even more joy. So when someone else is going like, this isn't going to work, this just isn't, I give them space. I literally hold space for them until they get it. And it might be years down the line that they get it. And I might see them once. And a couple of years later, I'll get a message like, hey, by the way, in that one session, you told me XYZ. And I finally get it. You get it when you get it. No right, no wrong, no good, no bad. You get it when you get it. I hope you enjoyed the Spring Mini Masterclass. Take whatever resonates with you, watch it as many times as you choose to. Maybe something else pops up the second time you hear it, or the third time you hear it, or the fourth time you hear it. And again, I'd be so grateful. Let's play with those algorithms of YouTube. Like the video, share it, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. And until next week, sending you a lot of love, lots of magic, lots of blessings, and lots of joy. Amplify the joy in your life, because your life is your business. You are the CEO of your life. You are the creative. energy officer of your life. I think that's what I was coming up with, the CEO with the business. Play around with that acronym. See what else you can create that is creative, energetic, opportunities, everything else, so that it doesn't feel like this, oh, I'm the CEO. I am the CEO of my life. My life is my business, and I bring joy in and I bring passion in, and start shifting things around in your world. So lots of love, everyone. Until next week.